Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Two Guys and Their Gym Talk Show. This is a live talk show. We are streaming on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Noel and I are here on most Mondays to share with you stories about health and fitness. So you are currently tuning in to episode 62.
Happy Monday, everybody. We are happy to be here. And in these shows, we talk about stuff that's fitness related. That means we talk about healthy eating, we talk about motivation. It's not just always about the gym and what goes on in the gym, but really everything that's related. So if you're watching this and you're like, I'm not a gym goer, that's okay, because if you're a human being, you want to live better and be healthier, I like to think that we've got something for you in store for in today's show. So let's just get to know each other a little bit. If you're watching this right now, we want to get to know you. Our question for you today is number one, where are you tuning in from? Whether you're watching us from Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram, type in the comments below, where are you streaming in from? And answer this question. What is your favorite go-to snack? Can be anything. It's not about what's healthy, what's unhealthy. It's whatever you like reaching for when you want to snack on something. Okay, comment below. We'll get to reading your comments shortly. Meanwhile, let me ask Alvin. Alvin, what is your favorite go-to snack?
At the moment, mine changes depending on mood. At the moment, mine would be peanut butter. So I feel like I'm mixing peanut butter with almost everything, with my morning oats, on toast. Sometimes I just mix it on my protein shake. Last night, I just have it with the spoon itself. So mine is peanut butter. How about yours, Noel?
Great, because I was going to ask you, how are you eating your peanut butter? Because it's not like it comes in little cubes or what. Okay, so sometimes it's just straight there. I love that. I think peanut butter is something that no one can I don't know anyone who hates peanut butter. I've yet to meet anyone, I believe. But thank you for sharing that, Alvin. Super versatile. That's peanut butter. My favorite go-to snack would be, I think the thing is that I don't really snack so much, but when I do, it's usually I am reaching for some kind of fruit. There are seasons. Sometimes it's apples. Sometimes it's a rock melon or a honeydew, or it's watermelon. It just rotates between these three: apples, rock melon, any kind of melon, or watermelon. Those are what I would snack on. So if like in the middle of the day I feel like eating something, there's always going to be some in the fridge, and I would eat that. That would be the snack that I would most often reach for. But even then, it's not as often as you're reaching for your peanut butter. That's a different thing. Even though I do have peanut butter lying around at home, but usually Kim eats a lot of it. But yeah, that's my
Healthy
go-to
lah,
snack.
fruits.
I just never had the habit of snacking, so it's really like if I really want to eat something, yeah. And I know it sounds like I'm making this up, but it really isn't. It really isn't. And if I do have stuff like let's say there's potato chips in the house, it's not gonna be a snack. I would just want to eat it. I'm just gonna eat it. Like
Right.
on its own. It's not going to be something that is between my meals. I'm going to snack on potato chips. No, that I don't do it that way. So that's me. And if you're watching this right now and you're like, what are they talking about? We are talking about healthy snacks. And we want to know, number one, comment below, where are you streaming in from? We want to get to know you. And comment, what is your favorite snack? Alvin just shared this now that he's always having his peanut butter. I was sharing that I like my fruit, apples, watermelon, and I saw someone commented just now. Where is that? Achieve Dance. Achieve Dance is Kylie. Kylie's tuning in. Kylie's from Subang Jaya. She says sour plum. Sour plum is the Assam, right?
Correct.
Right.
That's
It's not really fresh fruit. It's not the plum that's gone sour, right? It's sour plum. Okay, great. Love
I
that.
think
Oh,
it
my
comes in
mouth.
like the package, right?
Yeah, my
Comes in
mouth
the
is watering
packaging and
already.
then
Just thinking about that. It's like, oh gosh, okay, love that. I haven't thought of that or even had one in a while. Thank you for sharing, Kylie. The rest of y'all, let us know what your favorite go-to snack is. Penny, who's tuning in. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Irene. Hello, B. Kielin. Hello, Gurangil. Kim is here. We have Farhana Reads as well. Comment below. Let us know what is your favorite go-to snack. Today we're talking all about healthy snacks. We're talking about snacks in general. We're not here to tell you that you all got to eat vegetables. We're going to discuss and explore and talk about some options, and maybe also go a little deeper into why do we snack and what's wrong with snacking or what's good with snacking, and that's a little bit of what we'll go into today.
Right. And before that, if you are tuning in on Facebook and LinkedIn, we invite you to click the share button so that it can help us to grow this live, can reach out to more people. And if there's any questions along the way that you feel like asking that resonates with you, we invite you to just comment. Noel and I take a look at the comment section all the time. Now, I love that you mentioned your favorite snack is fruit, and that whenever you feel like eating a potato chip, you just pick it up. Because it comes to my mind, Noel, our definition of snacks is different. So some people may see snack as like something I eat when I'm feeling hungry, so I need to snack. Whereas some people would see snack as like in between meals, in between breakfast and lunch.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a snack in
yeah,
between lunch and dinner, which is very, it can be a long period of time. I'm going to get hungry, so I allocate a snack. So
yeah,
our definition of snacks is different. And that's why I love when you mention why do we snacks? Because I feel we all snacks for different reasons. And my reason, how I see snacks, like I see peanut butter, which is my favorite snack at the moment, is I snack to kind of like fuel my body. For
yeah,
example, after my lunch, I am going to get hungry. I get hungry every 3, 4 hours because I move a lot. So I intentionally put a snack in between my lunch and dinner. And what I had today was peanut butter on toast with sliced banana. So I place it there because I want
yeah.
the carbs, I want the sweets, I want the healthy fats from the peanut butter. So that's my versions of snacks.
Your snack is almost like a smaller meal, and it's pre-planned, kind of, right?
Right, right.
Right. So that means you are this kind of like, okay, this is everything I need to eat today. I have my lunch, and then after that I'm going to eat this. So I totally get your snack. There's also the other kind of snacking. I'm sure there's some scientific term for all of this, but the kind of snacking where people are sitting down watching TV, and then they feel the munchies, and then they're like going to open the kitchen, and then they look. That's different. That's like you're reacting to something. It's stress or whatever, or
Right.
just
Or being
boredom,
triggered.
and being triggered by something that you saw or something you smelled or you saw a McDonald's advertisement, whatever it is, you're being triggered, and now you're eating mindlessly, and often you're not going to reach for a piece of fruit. Then that's when disaster happens. That's when snacking becomes associated as snacking is bad. Snacking is not bad, but it depends how you're using the snacking. What are you eating? And we'll talk about that. Great. Good that you pointed out very, very two distinct ways to categorize the snacks. One is like a planned meal. I'm snacking as part of my daily food intake, versus like an accidental snack that wasn't planned. So planned and unplanned. Unplanned snacks usually don't end up going very well. Planned snacks usually turn out very, very well. I can't imagine someone planning to eat a whole bag of potato chips tomorrow. Doesn't People don't plan these things. It happens because it's unplanned. Um, Great. So some comments coming in. Keep them coming, my friends. We have Penny tuning in from Penang. Penny loves her snack is peanut butter banana toast as well. Great. So
That's
y'all
right.
should get together and
In peanut
exchange
butter.
recipes. Sharon Ko is from Shalam, and her snack is a Ruffles original. Huh. I don't think I know what that is. Do you know what that is, Alvin?
No, I
Is it a
don't.
biscuit?
Ruffles original. Let's
Okay,
see.
one day we'll find out what a Ruffles original is. It sounds like some sort of
It's
a
a
cookie or
potato
biscuit.
chip. It's a
Oh, there you
potato
go.
chip.
Yeah,
Right.
speaking of potato chips, there we go. Thank you for sharing, Sharon Cole. We have a nut 1992. Nice Instagram handle. He or she says almond and cashew nuts. Love that super healthy snack there. And Penny also says that she likes fruits. and homemade granola. Definitely, I like the fact that you said homemade granola because there's all kinds of granola out there. Awesome, keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're watching on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, I can read a couple more. Kim just said Lay's potato chips for sure, and I can tell you that Kim is not lying; she's telling the truth. That's her favorite snack. She keeps it, she treasures it, she buys them in little batches, and yeah.
Does he share it, Noel?
No, I usually ask her to keep it away from me because if it's around in the house, then for me it becomes an accidental snack, and I don't want that. So I will just say keep it
Mm,
out of sight because out of sight you don't think about it. That's another thing about snacking. Sometimes we feel that hey, I'm always snacking a lot. It's because it's right there in front of your face. If on your dining table you lay out all the Hari Raya
right.
cookies from last week, if it's there, you're going to eat it. I promise, even if you're not hungry. But if it's not there, if you've given it away, or you've eaten it all, you're not going to eat it. So I normally tell Kim, just keep it out of my sight. And sometimes it's there and then we have it together, and that's okay too. But yeah, other than that, nah, it's all hers.
Love it. Now, Noel, I got something to ask you. When coming back
Yes.
to your fruits, your watermelon, your honeydew, and you say that you snack not on a daily basis, so you feel like eating the fruits whenever you feel like. So it's go by mood, it's go by your appetite. Is that right? Or do
Yeah,
you
actually,
plan
what
your
I've
snack?
done with my snacks is I haven't planned, but I have a habit of where if I have a nice meal, I want to kind of end it with something sweet. It's just a habit I've always had since I was young, and if I don't have healthy options in my refrigerator, like some fruit,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna reach for some chocolate, which is not a bad thing, but it can't be always right. So I've just really learned to find a fruit that I really love. Like I can eat watermelon every day for the rest of my life. I'm happy, it makes me happy. So I found that, and a few fruits that I enjoy, and I keep it in the fridge. So after my dinner, I find that I can actually eat a few slices of watermelon and I'm satisfied. So I found my healthy swap, healthy replacement. Does it mean that I no longer eat chocolates after having a meal? No, I would still have chocolates too. But I stock a lot more fruit compared to chocolate in the fridge. So that's how it came about, Alvin. It's really, and plus it's fruit, right? I'm
Ah,
always looking at how to get my fruit intake in. Sometimes I will find
mm-hmm.
some new kind of fruit and I'll buy it and try it, but it's really just trying to cope with that habit of having something sweet. Other than that, me personally, I don't, and that is usually like right after dinner or right after lunch. It's not like 2 hours after lunch.
I
Okay, it's time to
see.
snack. I would make it as part of my meal, and I prefer to go without eating between my meals and to get a bit of hunger before my next meal. So generally, I don't snack, and I wait because in a couple of hours it's going to be dinner time. In a couple of hours it's going to be lunch. So just drink some water and then wait for the next meal. Does it mean there's something wrong with snacking? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with snacking. It's just how I've done it. Some people, I think I have the tendency that if I eat too many meals,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to overeat. That's me. And there are other people out there also. When you eat little meals, there is a tendency to overeat. But for some people, like for you, Ellie, it's all planned out, so that's
Correct.
not going to
Yes.
happen. But for those who don't plan it out, for those who are new to the whole fitness journey, and they open a fitness magazine and it says eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep your metabolism going, and they go okay, and they don't plan it out, and they have their 3 meals. They've been having 3 meals all this while, and now they start exercising and training, and they go like, oh, I need to eat another 2 meals, but their plan was to lose weight, and then now they're eating more and they're training, but not enough as much as the snacks that they're eating, and then they find
Mm-hmm.
out 3 months down the road they gain weight, and what happened. So I find myself talking to a lot of people and educating them about snacking and options and really understanding whether do they really need to snack. And so those are some things that we can discuss about today as well. So that's my very long answer to your very simple question. So
I love that, Noel. I love that you pointed out that eating more meals or eating frequently doesn't quite increase your metabolism like what a lot of social media or magazines out there are showing. Okay, so maybe perhaps Noel and I are going to share some points or some useful articles from Ace of Nasms that support this. Okay, in the end of the day, if you're looking at weight loss, the key is not number of meals, but the key is the total calories. And I love that you make a very huge takeaway message. It's all about planning as well. Like I plan my snacks, so I know what I'm going to eat. You plan your watermelon, and whether we want to have snacks right after dinner, we want to have snacks in between meal. I think the key is always comes down to planning. Plan the snacks, and we can include all kinds of snacks. Now we were talking about all kinds of snacks. I like the comment is sharing your favorite snacks. So we're going to come and see more comments. If you are watching this, comment, share with us what is your favorite go-to snacks. Okay, if you watch back the past few minutes, 50% is all not so healthy food. Okay, and we're going to come to that in a bit. Noel, when we talk about snacks, right? What do you think of like store-bought snacks?
I think not all, but typically when people go to the store, the grocery store, and they buy a snack, they're usually going to buy something that's overly processed, has a lot of preservatives in them, has a lot of sugar, has a lot of artificial coloring. Usually that's what you're going to end up coming home with. So if you're always snacking and always buying your snacks from the store, chances are you're going to be eating kind of unhealthy when you snack, which is why I think, I mean, of course, if you want to go and buy your potato chips, you just go ahead and buy it, right? But I would prefer always to go for something less processed, like even your peanut butter, Alvin, that you mentioned just now. That's a great idea. And then you take the peanut butter and you put it with your banana or with some slices of apple. And those are ways that you can come up with your own healthier snacks. But does it mean that if I go to the store, everything in there is unhealthy? No. If I've been to a lot of grocery stores nowadays, they have tons of healthy options. Problem is we just don't buy them because they're side by side right next to all the really yummy, salty, spicy, fried stuff that comes in packages, attractive packaging, and a lot cheaper. And all the healthy stuff is a lot more expensive. Chances are you're going to leave with all the junk and all the snacks that are not as healthy. I consider those treats actually, not so much as a snack. So I think generally people, unless they know what they're looking for, they know how to read the food labels, they know what they need as part of their goals to eat for their fitness goals. I think generally people tend to go and reach for something not as healthy. I mean, if you go grocery shopping, just look at everyone. I love looking into people's shopping baskets. Just look at what people buy. It's a lot of snacks. It's a lot of instant noodles. It's a lot of stuff to keep in their pantry and so on. And it's So those are the stuff. That I would say, yeah.
I love that you mentioned about food labels because, like, when we go shopping or when I go shopping, and sometimes we go to like the snacks on the bar section, the oat section, cereals and all of that. What you think or what is promoted as healthy isn't really quite the healthiest snack. I remember over the weekend I went to Jaya Grocer and where they sell all the granola, the cereals. If you look at the food label, you'll be surprised at just a snack bar. It's about a few hundred calories. One snack bar. Now I think back, hey, that's the same amount of calories with my peanut butter and a banana on 2 toast. And the amount of food that I'm getting versus the snack. And if you would do the cost comparison, it's not quite worthy. So I love that you brought up looking at food labels because right now a lot of packagings will sell as healthy snack but isn't so healthy at all.
Yeah, there's this saying that goes that the real healthy stuff in the supermarket are the things that don't have the food labels. Like the fruit and the vegetable. There's no food labels. That's the healthy stuff. All the packaging that says I'm healthy, buy me, buy that, buy this. It's usually not the healthy stuff. There's on a if you look as an overview, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's read some
I
comments.
do agree.
I see more healthy stuff coming in. Let's see if anything catches us by surprise. There's a couple I saw. Sumita saying kiwi. Are you talking about my dog, Sumita, or are you talking about the fruit? I think she's talking about the fruit, right? Bhavani saying peanuts. She's got peanuts. That's a great one. Mong Peng is saying keropok and anything crunchy. Got it. Can totally relate, right? Those are snacks that, like the kind of snacks that you watch TV and you would just mindlessly eat. Great. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Alvin. What are we talking about next?
I think next, coming back to looking at our comments, right? We have keropok, we have peanut butter, we have fruits all the way from Noel. I think Noel, you're the only one that say fruit so far.
Really,
Oh,
right?
except with Sumita, kiwi. One thing that crossed my mind, I think we both have been mentioning about this point over the past few episodes, is there's no such thing as good food or bad food. Like Monpeng may see keropok as like, yeah, that is my favorite food, and that could be a good food to her because it helps her to feel better. It fits with her nutrition requirements, everything she planned already. So it's kind of like a planned keropok snack. Whereas on my end, I could see as like, nah, that's not so healthy. What I'm trying to say is oftentimes when we see snacks, we tend to see like, this is bad snacks. Oh, this is good snacks. Yeah, but come to the point that there is no such thing as good food or bad food. It's more like how we look at that food. How does we see that food? What do you think, Noel?
It's exactly what you said. It's how you eat it, right? Like your peanut butter is healthy in moderation, right? Like,
Right.
have you seen what two tablespoons of peanut butter is actually not a lot, but some people misinterpret that, and it's two heaping tablespoons, and they put it on something else, and then there's other stuff, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
scoop of ice cream, and then what did they just do to the peanut butter, right? So it's exactly what you said. There's no good or bad food. It's just that sometimes we can eat it in a bad way. We can overeat. Nothing wrong with the keropok that Mong Peng said, but don't sit and eat two whole bags back to back, because it's you. Sometimes these foods can be addictive, in a sense. Like if I were to snack on an apple, I'm usually quite satisfied after one apple. Rarely have I eaten two apples in a row. I think maybe if the apple is very, very small. Have you eaten an apple before, Alvin? I mean, yes, you have, right?
Yes.
Have you,
Yes.
after the first apple, gone and taken another one and had?
I know.
Never, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Very few people on this planet would have actually done that, because that real food, unprocessed food, it's filling, it's full of fiber, it's satisfying. You eat it and you're done. Now the problem with packaged snacks and that sugar coated or salted egg, whatever it is, you can either open a whole bag or a whole can of potato chips or Pringles or what. You eat a few and it's not enough. You don't stop halfway. You could eat the whole thing and still want to open the next one. But then your brain tells you that, oh my God, are you crazy? But you still desire it, right? So that's another thing about store-bought processed snacks. They are designed to get you hooked to buy more and to keep eating. I'm not sure where I read this, but you can Google it. You probably see it come up. But these companies like that makes these chips, I think it was Doritos um, chips. They actually hire food technologists and food scientists not to come up with not to make the chip, but to play around with flavors so that you want more and more.
Mm.
So they deliberately do that. They design it to be addictive. And here we are, consumers. This, oh, it's just potatoes and we're eating, but it's more than that, right? So I think that's where sometimes snacking can kind of go out of hand. Um, and yeah, that's my thoughts, Alvin. As in, we can be nothing wrong with potato chips, nothing wrong with all those things that people said, but it's sometimes a little harder to control, especially if you're someone who is wanting to control your food intake. It may be easier to change the type of carbohydrates that you're eating. Maybe instead of white rice, you switch to brown rice. That's an easy switch. But
Mm.
then to stop eating your snacks because you're eating all this sugary, salty stuff, it's so much more harder. So that's just the thing about overly processed snacks.
Absolutely agree with that. I guess the key thing is to eat in moderation,
Yeah.
plan it. And I included a very useful article on good food, bad food. Is written and posted by Precision Nutrition. Have a look
Great.
at it. It talks about good food, bad food, and how you can best approach both of them to fit into your nutrition protocol, fit into your lifestyle. So have a look. It's a fantastic read.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. And I have a little show and tell. I don't know whether you have anything to show. Speaking about chips, I don't know if I mentioned this in one of the shows. Have you all seen this? This is, first of all, you're looking like, oh, it's so little in the bag. No, it's so little in the bag because it's been
Bring it
eaten.
closer, Noel. What is that?
Okay, can you see it? Can you see? Okay, let me show you here. There you go. Okay, it
There we
says
go.
it's tempeh chips. So we all know what tempeh is. It's that fermented soybean thing. So it's been sliced and fried into chips lah. Okay, does it mean that this is healthier than potato chips? No, it's still fried. That's not gonna change. But these are great. Let me tell you how I use them. I don't just open them and just eat them in front of the TV. My favorite way to use these chips is to add them into a salad. So if I come up with a huge salad with all kinds of leaves and stuff, and I chop everything and I put some dressing and I put a protein sauce on top, I want something with a bit of crunch. So I take the chips and put it on top. You can do that with your potato chips as well. It's a great way to use them. So that's how I use it. But to be honest, these can be addictive. Like you can open and eat a whole bag. Compare that with my bag of apples, which I bought about the same time, but it's still quite full. A bag of apples. I still have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples in there. This bag's almost done, right? So that's the thing about snacks, right? Some of them are super hyper palatable. Once you start,
that's a good one.
Compared to the apples.
And where do you get the chips? Where do you get the tempeh chips? Where can we get the tempeh chips?
You can get them. I think if you look in places like Jaya Grocer, or this one I bought it from this. There's a new supermarket called, I think it's called pronounced Qra or QRA. I believe they have a website. I think it's QRA Foods. They deliver as well. But I'm seeing them in a lot of grocers. You can just Google tempeh soybean chips. These people are even on Instagram, and you can order it. Hang on, it's right there. It is tempeh.my. That's the Instagram handle. TEMPE.my. You'll find them and you can order them. They're really great. Yeah, and this is not sponsored by them, but yeah.
We should get all of them to sponsor us.
One day.
Now, coming up.
One day.
Yeah.
Yes.
One day. I like that you have a little show and tell. I do have prepared a little show and tell. I have my peanut butter. So I change peanut butter a lot. This is the first...
I was going to ask you which one. So you change it a lot. Yeah, this looks interesting.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm trying. It's called ridiculously delicious peanut butter. That's the name. The brand is ridiculously delicious. Yeah, it's natural peanut butter. How to tell if it's a natural peanut butter? You see, it's liquid inside. There you go.
Yeah.
So if I shake it, that's water. Yeah. So then you know it's natural peanut butter. And one thing when I look at purchasing a peanut butter is always to look at the ingredients and make sure that the first 3 ingredients has to have peanut butter in. Because some brands, some peanut butters, the first ingredient is not peanut butter. Okay. Food manufacturers on the label, they have to put the most ingredients used in a food first. So if it's peanut butter and I want it to be full peanut butter, you have to make sure that peanut butter or peanut is first. So this is peanut is first. And there's only 3 ingredients here.
What are the 3 in yours? Peanuts and salt?
2. There's peanut and salt. That's it. 2.
There you go.
Peanuts.
I was just going to say that's as natural as you get, because some of them, they claim to be natural, but you see vegetable oil added in and a few things added in because they want to make the consistency nicer. But the one Alvin is holding is the one that I would anytime go for. Nice.
Yeah, peanut and salt. I also have, how I normally eat this is number 1 with bananas. I somehow find the combination of peanut butter and banana is just like, wow. So I put it on toast or I add it on my oats. So I have my overnight oats, and then the next morning when I eat, I take a scoop of peanut butter and I just slice bananas on it. So that goes with it. Another thing that I like to mix is peanut butter, Greek yogurt, and I usually mix it with some of this. So I have like cocoa nibs. So we have Coco Loco. So we have Coco Loco on board. Yeah. So I have some of their cocoa nibs. Dark chocolate. There you go. Alvin ate chocolates too. So this is 91%. It's going to be bitter.
Oh, that's bitter. Wow, okay.
it would say intense 91%. It is intense.
Yeah. But then when you put it
Okay,
all
but
together and you have your peanut butter and all that, it actually comes together very
yeah,
well. Nice.
yeah. And I guess peanut butter still not enough. I usually add some nuts. So I got some almonds. And sometimes I switch with cashew nuts, macadamia nuts. Now, my snack is high calories, and this is how I plan it. I have it on days where I move a lot, I have bigger workouts, and I find that if I don't eat enough, I'm going to get hungry. And if I get hungry, the next day I will tend to overeat. So I structured my meal as such where it gives me extra calories, and like peanut butter, chocolates, these are a little bit on the higher calories, but at the same time nutrient dense. These are not high in sugar. Yeah, so that's how I structure my snacks. So got peanut butter, chocolates, coconuts, Greek yogurts, and that's my go-to.
And that is your snack, Alvin, or is that like breakfast or something?
Oh, that is my snacks. That is
That
my
is your
snack.
snack. Yeah. So everybody, Alvin snacking is on a whole new level. But that's a great idea, Alvin. You should one day just could you like take a photo of when you put all those together just to see what your ratios are, because I think that's such a great idea. Like it never occurred to me like to just take little pieces of dark chocolate and put it in, to put some banana, to put some peanut. That's such a great idea because we tend to go for these things individually. You should post that on your social media. That will be super helpful.
Will
Thank
do.
you everyone for keeping the comments going. Keep it going. Let us know what's your favorite snacks. I think there's a couple that I can read out. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but your Instagram handle is xxjaxxx. You're asking how about powdered peanut butter? What about powdered peanut butter, Alvin? Have you come across powdered peanut butter? What is your thoughts on that?
I have come across powdered peanut butter, but my client used to take it, but I've never tried it before. I'm
Oh,
not sure
so
how it is.
it's
I know you
it's
mix it with mortar, right? And then you
you mix
stir
it
it.
with a bit of water. The thing is, the whole thing about the powdered peanut butter is that it's been most of the fat has been taken off, so you get the taste of the peanut butter but without the fat. I think it's great for adding into smoothies if you want that real, you still want that peanut butter taste without
Flavor.
adding all that fat. But if you're someone who if you're a peanut butter lover, that powder thing isn't gonna work. Like it's like like vegan bacon. It's just not the same thing. So that is it. But if you like the powdered peanut butter and you want to minus the calories, but you really want the peanut taste, I think that's a great option. But usually also quite expensive. Might be just cheaper just to get the natural peanut butter that Alvin spoke about. And the thing about the natural peanut butter is if you're concerned about the fat content, what you do is all that oil that separates on the top, you just pour it out and you don't stir it in. But then you get a very dry peanut butter, which is still not as dry as the powder, but that kind of cuts the fat content out. Penny
That's
says
right.
she makes her own peanut butter. Even better. Even better. You control everything that goes in. Lauren says that unsalted is even better. Unsalted is a bit hard to find here, but I've seen it. That means the only ingredients will be peanuts. Unsalted even better, so we can control the sauce and the amount of salt. True. Who knows what kind of salt they put inside? And maybe if we are on a diet that needs a reduced amount of salt, absolutely unsalted gives us full control. Thank you for sharing that, Lawrence. And let me see, anyone else give any other comments? No, that's it. Yeah, so this snacking conversation, I must say, Alvin, making me hungry. It really is.
You got
Thank
an
goodness
apple in front.
I just had an apple before the show started, and since I brought it up here, but also the thing about snacks is that there's a huge variety, right? But when we talk about healthy snacks, really, I think it can really be divided into a few categories. It can be divided into like the portable protein kind of a snack. Portable protein snack would be something like protein powder, which you keep in a little jar or a shaker, and you mix some water and then you drink it. That can be a portable snack. Other examples of portable protein could be like a little tub of Greek yogurt. Can carry around, but not for too long because it needs to keep refrigerated so you can take it to the office and so on. Then there's also things like portable healthy fats, like what Alvin said just now. Now, the jar of peanut butter is not very portable, but you can always, I got clients who will scoop out their portions and put them into little containers. I've had, there are these little, I forgot the brand that makes this little stackable containers, the same brand that makes the shakers. You can put protein powder and then you can screw the top and then you can stack another container. You can cut fruit and you can put it in and screw the top. Then you can put some peanut butter. So that becomes portable. Portable healthy fats, portable fruits. So like apple is super portable. Put one in your backpack. Bananas are super portable. Of course, you don't peel it first. You take it with the skin. It's super portable. Pears, other fruits that you can put into containers. So when you're thinking about like, because there's the snacks that you can eat at home, which is all the stuff you can keep in your fridge. And if you're going out, you're going away, you're going for a conference, you're going for a meeting, and you don't have access to stuff, think about in these categories. What portable proteins can I take with me? What portable fruit can I take with me? And what portable healthy fats that I can take with me? And that's a much better option than the chips and the cookies and the snacks and the other things that they may serve you that you may not want to have, especially if you're on a routine where you want to change your eating habits. You don't have, everything doesn't have to derail and go out of plan just because you don't have access to your regular meals for a while. So that's how snacking and carrying snacks with you can be a tool. So when you don't have access to your usual foods, you have something that you have full control of, that you bought and kept it in the fridge and you take with you. So that's one way that you can use snacking as a tool. Because I think with all these things that Alvin and I have been talking about, going back and forth, it may seem like, oh my gosh, so is snacking good or not? Is snacking healthy or not, or unhealthy? Is snacking evil? Or should I snack or not? Yes, can be a tool to keep you on track. Alvin uses his snacking differently. I snack differently, and you watching this may have a different idea of snacks. So keep those comments coming. We want to know. We're trying. I want to see who has like the weirdest snack answer of all. What would be the weirdest snack we can think of? I don't know.
Keep the
Hasn't come
comment
in yet.
coming. And when you mention of those portable proteins, fruits, portable healthy fats, I like that a lot of these are very common healthy snacks ideas. And even if you Google, if you YouTube, a lot of these will appear. And it crosses my mind, and I recall back during my younger days when I'm more into like physique and bodybuilding. Some of my snacks are weird, Noel, and weird in a sense is my snacks consist of rice, chicken, and vegetables, or it's more of whole food. And it's usually like from my lunch or from leftovers from dinner. Because at that time, perhaps my idea of snacks or my version of snack is like a meal in between lunch and dinner, a meal in between breakfast and lunch, so I don't get hungry. So how I see it
Yeah.
is like I just cook 2 meals of lunch, and my snack is just a smaller version or portion of my lunch. So there are moments in my life, in my fitness journey, where my snacks is actually rice, chicken, or rice and a protein. Right. So I guess how I see it is like protein instead of protein powder. It's a chicken breast.
Yeah. Now we see what you're also doing is great. So how you're looking at it is actually how everybody should look at their meals. Instead of breaking down our meals and categorizing them as breakfast, lunch, brunch, tea time, dinner, dessert, then it becomes, people will say things like, oh, but I can't have chicken for breakfast. I can't have, it becomes complicated, but these are all man-made timing. So tea time means, oh, we eat biscuits, so it becomes messed up. But what if you looked at every time you want to eat, every meal is really just an opportunity to eat. It's almost like feeding time. Okay, right? It's feeding time. Okay, so it's feeding time and I'm going to eat food. Why should the food at certain hours be different? So Alvin, if you don't look at it as a snack, when you're hungry, again, it's just feeding time. So feeding time means I can eat what I just had for lunch because there's a little bit more on the table and I'm still hungry. That's okay too. It doesn't mean that, oh, now it's not a snack, now it's lunch, right? So if you really think about it, I think that's why I really don't really snack as well, because it's just every time I eat, it's just an opportunity to eat. So what is it? It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Right, like in your case,
Good
Noel,
one.
I know that you tend to eat bigger meals, so you have a good filling breakfast, lunch, dinner, and therefore there's no need to snack in between. Right, right.
Yeah. And some comments coming in on Instagram. Sumita says Alvin used to cook tasteless food, but no salt, brown fried rice. But here,
That's right.
let me tell you something, Sumita. When we guys cook, it tastes good to us. Correct? I mean,
You
when you
hear
cook,
that?
you're like,
That's
hey,
right.
okay, what, right? Other people wouldn't eat it. It may not work in a restaurant, but I totally know what Alvin is saying. So if you had to taste it, Sumita, then do let's understand. It tastes good to Alvin. Jax is saying, should a snack be between 100 to 125 calories? I think that's one way to look at it, Jax. But also, like I just said, when you want a snack, it's also just it's feeding time. So how much do you want to eat? But I like the fact that you
Mm-hmm.
suggest a calorie range for a snack, because that kind of prevents your snack from going overboard, because people tend to overeat. And I've seen many. I see this in the you know what, Elvin, the processed snacks. Like there'll be this big box, and then they pre-pack everything in little 100 calorie packets. There could be two Oreos inside, but it'll be convenient snack size 100 calorie
Mm,
packets. So it's like, okay, I'm eating something that's not that healthy, but I'm staying within my calorie intake, which I think is actually a good way, because that way I don't buy the entire roll of Oreos and eat half because I said I want a snack, but I'm aware of, okay, this is 100 calories. So let me eat this first and I'm done. Am I still hungry? Okay, now I know I'm going over the 200 calories. I think that's a
right,
good thing that these people selling processed snacks have done. But the fact that they have to do that is evidence that it's addictive and it's hard to control. And most people will take two of the packets and not one, and then you eat two of it. So Jax, I think the snack should really just be like, if you feel like you need to eat something, then go ahead. And here's the cool thing: like an apple is around 100, 120 calories, probably around there, and it's so filling. So that's me on Team Apple, but no one else has said apple yet so far. So
Our
I'm
version
still
of
on that.
Apple, it's more on the device lah.
Yeah,
Apple
that.
technology. And it reminds me
Um,
one thing, Noel, when you mention of
yeah.
biscuits, right? I think back
Mm-hmm.
of like in Malaysia, culturally, like Indian culture, tea time, snack time, it's tea and biscuits. And those biscuits comes in like those tin, those Jacob's biscuits. I'm not sure about your household. Like my household, we love Jacob's biscuits.
Yes, you put your hand inside the tin and you see what comes out.
Correct. Correct. First, it will be Jacob's biscuit. One Jacob's biscuit is gone. Inside, we fill up with other kinds of biscuits. But yeah, that's next to perhaps my family, to my parents. It's tea and biscuits.
Yeah. And Lawrence has put a very good point here, which I think really would help you deciding if you're like considering how big should my snack be? Do I look at the calories? Lawrence's tip is to ask yourself how much you need and not how much you want, which is very true. Very often
Nice.
we eat not based on what we need, but we tend to eat based on what we want, and our desires can fool us. So ask yourself how much you need, and then be content with your decision, and that's it.
Love
And
that. I'm going
and
to put that now.
and when you eat something, also, I think every time when you eat or when you snack, right? Sometimes if the snack is very small, I think there's always this feeling that, oh yeah, it's not enough. I want some more. What I always tell myself is that, yeah, but in 2 hours' time, it's going to be dinner. So let me just wait for dinner. That's how I like to reframe when I do that. Thank you for that tip, Lawrence. Penny saying she likes to snack on rice crackers topped with canned tuna. That actually sounds pretty delicious. Penny, especially here in Malaysia, you have the spicy tuna, which is just, oh gosh. This today's episode is making me want to go and eat, which is not a good idea. Um, yeah, so that's great. I love how the conversation is going. Alvin, do you get your clients coming to you needing help with snacking?
Yes, very often. I feel that how I approach this is oftentimes I ask them to write down the food they've been eating just to get an understanding of how their eating habits, eating pattern is. And I get a lot of snacks. And most of the time, I feel, in my experience, is their snack is usually always with someone. Like when they go out in the evening, when they go to the mall, when they see their friends. Very rare they snack on themselves. So it makes me realize that the people around you plays an important role. Yeah.
Yeah. So it also makes you wonder, like, were they really hungry, or was it just that they wanted to eat because they were with their friends?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And usually, again, these are not. Is a non-issue. All this snacking is no issue if it fits within whatever your goals are. If you're someone
Mm-hmm.
who is looking to gain some healthy weight, and snacking is super helpful, because how much can you eat one sitting in 3 meals per day, right? So
Correct.
snacking is a useful tool. On my end, I work with 95% of people who want to lose weight. So for them, snacking can actually be like a double-edged sword. It can be very useful, but also, oops, a little slip and it's down the wrong path. So I work with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people trying to kind of get them to not snack so much, or to snack or replace the chips and the keropos and all of these things with healthier options. Whereas you may be getting more clients who are just trying to really kind of power through their day and to fuel their day, versus me working with a lot of clients who are like, hey, why are you snacking? Didn't you just have a huge lunch? Those are the kind of conversations that I have with my clients,
Mm-hmm.
and very different. But then again, remember, everybody, snacking isn't wrong. It's just, you just gotta see, do you actually need to eat it? If no, then why eat, right? Um, okay, awesome, Alvin. What happens if you have you ever been caught without your snacks? That means, okay, you plan all your meals and all that, and then suddenly, like, you were not able to have your snacks. What happens? Like, do you like get crazy hungry? Do you like go on the Grab app and order a backup meal? What do you do when you are caught in a food emergency?
Oh, I love that. I love that. The first thing that comes to mind, I don't know, Noel. I feel that if I'm supposed to have a meal and I don't have that meal right now at this time, and I know that I'm going to go back home later, it's traffic jam or I'm delayed a few hours, I'll probably just wait. And I tell myself a little bit of hunger. If I'm feeling hungry at the moment, it's fine. I want to make sure that I eat what I intend to eat for the day.
Yeah.
I think that's quite firm in me. Yeah.
So that means, even if your timing's a little bit off, but you still go home and you eat it, and at the end of the day, in that whole day, you've eaten everything that you planned, because you plan your snacks and your
Yes.
meals.
Yes. Yes. But I can understand that because I think I ask myself then and there if I'm really hungry and if I do go on Grab, I order something, I, f- I may not feel satisfied because knowing that I didn't eat something that I planned for. Even it can be a bit healthier. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. And you kind of brought up the fact that, okay, a little bit hungry, never mind. And it's true, like, hunger is not an emergency. And I think many people have been conditioned. Again, I think I'm kind of speaking more to the weight loss crowd, who are looking at ways to cut snacks out. I get clients who come and tell me, my office is full of snacks. My colleague has a secret drawer full of all the things, and she locks it, like, the snacks all over. They feel like they're surrounded by an enemy, and the enemy is snacks. That's the kind of conversations that I get with my clients, right? So I often tell them that hunger is not an emergency. So that means, if there's no food, that's okay. In a couple of hours, there's gonna be dinner, right? Because
Right.
if we think that hunger is an emergency, especially, here's the thing: if someone's going on a fat loss routine, we know this, that we have to be on a caloric deficit, correct? So what do you think happens to your body naturally when you go on a caloric deficit? Your body's going to react. It's going to react to the fact that there's not enough calories. Let's say there's a 500 caloric deficit in a day that you've created because you have reduced your food intake and you are training. You went for a 1 hour run in the morning. So there's a caloric deficit. Your body's going to respond to that deficit. How is it going to do that? It's not going to send you an email and tell you. It's going to give you that sensations of hunger. It's going to cause you to feel hungry. So if you're in a caloric deficit, it's natural to feel hungry. So then when the hunger comes, do you go, uh-oh, hit the alarm, I need to eat? Or do you sit there and, I'm hungry. Great. the program's working. My caloric deficit program is working. I'm going to stick to the plan because I know how much I'm eating. My lunch comes up in 2 hours. I'll wait for that. Often you'll find that when you have that urge to snack, you just drink some water. You're going to feel perfectly fine after that. Often it's also habit. If you're so used to eating, if you're so used to snacking at 4 o'clock in the evening because of tea time, if you suddenly stop that, you will find that naturally at 4 o'clock your stomach will start to growl. It's natural. Your body's just programmed. But I guarantee you, if you just held on and skipped that snack for a few days or maybe a week, I think everyone's different, you'll find that it doesn't happen anymore. At 4 o'clock, you don't crave for food anymore. Yeah, so hunger isn't an emergency. And again, this is just a message to you if you are struggling and if you feel that I'm hungry, what's going wrong? Nothing's going wrong if you are aware of what you're eating and you're staying on track. Yeah.
Well said, Noel. Well said. Once again, if you not sure where to go, how to approach your nutrition, like one advice we love to give is reach out to a nutritionist, a dietitian. They are some of the best people to work with because they have the expertise, the experience to customize something, to understand you, and to create a meal plans that suit you. And you're absolutely right, Noel. Hunger doesn't mean that you have to eat. If you stick and trust to the guidelines, to the program, to the meal plans
Yeah.
that's given by your nutritionist, dietitian, things will fall in place, and sooner or later you adapt to it. And that's what we all do. We adapt to our training, to our nutrition, to life.
Yeah, there's a question from Sumita. Alvin, you want to take that? It's on Instagram. She asked if does it make a difference if I eat, let's say, 100 calories of Oreos? Are you talking about Oreos? Is it because of what I said just now?
I
100
guess
calories of
so.
Oreos versus 100 calories of carrots. What are your thoughts? And then I can go on and add some of my
Right.
thoughts to that as well.
I love these questions because I feel that we both can give a different side, okay? So in my opinion, it matters to me because how I see it is eating 100 calories of carrots is going to keep me full longer. It's going to give me the nutrients and it satisfies me more. So I'm always going to go with 100 calories of carrots because I have more of a very strict tunnel vision that these are my goals, training goals, physical goals, and I want to do most of the work to support that goal because I know that eating 100 calories of Oreo may taste good, but it's not supporting my goal. So I'm more firm on going towards 100 calories of carrots. How about you,
Yeah.
Noel? What's the
So
other
many
side?
so many sides you can look at it. I mean, so is there a difference? I would say yes. It depends on which angle you're coming from, right? If you're looking at in terms of satisfaction, the Oreo is probably going to satisfy your taste buds, your wants, your desires is going to hit that spot for what you want. What you need is probably the carrots, but the carrots don't taste as good, right? Now, if you look at it in terms of energy balance, if you're like, if I had a deficit and I replace my carrots with 100 calories of Oreos, does it mean I'm not going to lose weight? No, you're still going to see that changes happening. Now, if you look at a different view, which I kind of like to look at food at many times, is that food is not just about calories. You know, food gives you life. It's something, one of those few things that you put inside your mouth and you keep inside. You don't take this mug and eat it, right? But food is something that actually goes in. Now, if you think about that, if you really think down to the very elemental cellular level, I think the 100 calories of carrots is going to give my body more nourishment and life compared to 100 calories of Oreos. In terms of energy balance, it's the same. But in terms of what's it going to do for me, I believe there's a difference. Even if it's not proven in a piece of paper, I just, in your heart that it's going to make a difference. But there is research that shows that when you eat more vegetables, when your diet is more nourishing to your body, you feel better, your mood improves, your energy levels go up, correct? If you just ate fast food and Oreos and ice cream all day, same amount of calories, you're going to feel like crap. The motivation is going
Right.
to go down the green. It's true. So your food affects your mood as well. So if you put it in that context, Sumita, I would vote for the carrots. Yeah, it could
Love
be like
that.
Alvin, cut some carrots and some Oreos and have a trade off. Maybe I don't know, but I hope that answers your question.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. What Noel and I are going to do is we invite you to check out our Facebook version where we're going to share good food versus bad food. So it's
You're gonna share
precision
vouchers to
nutrition.
buy Oreos and carrots. No, no,
Yeah.
just kidding. Sorry, Alvin, go on, go on.
Yeah, we're going to talk about good food and bad food. I think it'll give a very in-depth explanation and can help you to decide because you can ask whether is it Oreos, whether is it peanut butter, whether is it ice cream. So many of these so-called bad food or carrots like good food. Take a look at the article. It helps you to process and make better decisions for yourself. For yourself.
Great. Awesome. I think we're coming to our end. Is there anything we want to cover, Elvin, before we wrap this up?
I think we got most of our content layout. Let's have a look at Instagram, see if there's any questions. On Facebook, we are all clear.
Great. So if there's no questions, I'll probably just leave you also with two tips because I think often people tend to snack is because again, it's this whole feeling of I'm not getting enough, I didn't eat enough, or I'm eating too much. So speaking about eating, I think a lot of people see good success. Again, I mean, I think I'm kind of talking from the angle of caloric deficit. It's just what most people tend to ask for. So if you're watching this and like, I need to gain weight and eat more, probably not going to apply to you. But for the rest of y'all who are looking at cutting down and eating sensibly and not eating what you need and not so much what you want, two major things here, two major habits to implement in your daily routine that will set you up for success to manage your meals and not have to snack so much all the time. The first thing you got to do is you slow down your eating. When you sit down for your breakfast, sit down for your lunch, slow it down. Most people eat too fast, or we eat very distracted. We're watching something or engrossed with something else, and you tend to miss the hunger cues that your body's giving. It takes about 15-20 minutes for satiety to kick in. It means if you're eating something, you could already be actually full if you're eating too fast, but it hasn't kicked in. Your digestive system hasn't sent the signal to the brain yet. So you might end up overeating. So slow it down, set a timer, maybe 25-30 minutes, and sit down and stretch out your meal for that whole 30 minutes. You will find that, hey, 2 hours later, I'm not hungry anymore. Okay, so try that. Slow all your eating down, eat mindfully. Okay. The second thing is to try to not eat until you are full every time. That means lunchtime, I sat down, I eat. Oh, still hungry. Take some more. No. How about you stop until you're about 80% full? 80% full. That means if whatever you would normally put on your plate, you take about 80% this time. Or if you go and buy a portion that's been served by the restaurant, don't finish everything, eat only 80% and take 20 to 30 minutes to eat that 80%. Okay, so don't finish everything on the plate, yeah? 80%. Now in 30 minutes, with that food still there on the plate, ask yourself, am I hungry? If you're hungry, go ahead and eat it. I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times you're not going to be hungry, even though there's like 20% of food on that plate that you would have eaten. Okay, so two habits to try this week if you're trying to eat and manage your daily intake to support your fitness goals is to, number one, slow down your eating. Number two, eat until you are 80% full. I hope that works very well for a lot of our clients that we coach with. And I hope that you find that helpful too as well. Alvin, any final words before we wrap up tonight's show?
Well, thank you for sharing that amazing tips. All the links, resources, and even show notes mentioned in today's episode will be on our Facebook version and also will be on our website. We invite you to check out our website, www.2guysandtheirgym.com. You can subscribe to our newsletters where we'll send you recaps and you can also download the audio version. So if you miss the episode, you come in halfway, you want to see what did we speak about earlier, download it. You can hear it as you do your morning walk, sitting in the MRT. Noel and Alvin is there to
With
share
you
with you
everywhere
about.
you go.
All right, all the links and resources are in our live. So once again, We thank you for spending your Monday night with us. Noel and I are grateful, and we wish you a happy week ahead.
Great. See you all, my friends. Goodbye.